At a very toasty 17 degrees, we are in uptown Johannesburg. Lower Houghton is where you'll find us this morning. 44 St. Patrick's Road is where you'll find the venue of King Edward the 7th School. They will be competing in the local St. Patrick's Derby with their foe from down the road, St. John's College, the men in navy blue. It is, of course, one of the oldest schoolboy derbies. We believe the 98th one to take place today. We are bringing you these pictures live, courtesy of School Sports Live as well as Liberty. I will be your host in commentary for the afternoon. I'm not alone. I'm in commentary with Brendan Liebenberg.
Well, what a day it is. Thankfully, there'll be no rain today. Quite a bit of rain in Joburg this week. But as you mentioned, 17 degrees. Perfect conditions for running rugby. As you mentioned, this is the 98th version of this derby, the oldest in Joburg. And looking at the record, Kes with 69 wins, St. John's with 23, and 5 draws. So how have the teams been doing so far this season?
Certainly those statistics coming from King Edward, the old boy, Mr. Michael Faber, a really in-tuned and seasoned old boy here at King Edward. He's provided those statistics. We'll take his word for it, and please, if they're incorrect, don't come to Brendan and myself. Looking at the two sides very, very quickly, Brendan, a fantastic win by St. John's. They went down to the Midlands last week in a very good weekends away for them against Michaelas, very, very successful. So too King Edward, successful against Parktown. A quick look through these sides, we see Daniel Archer has been a strong carrier of the ball. He really does lead from the front as a captain. That loose trio has really come to the fold with Tane Maynard, Thomas Mortimer in the mix as well there, with Brendan Henwood adding some value. In the back line to look for William Davis, the vice captain. He's been a real campaigner for the St. John side over the last 2 years. He combines well with Jack Montgomery, and as always a solid fullback in Ruben Engelbrecht.
Taking a look at the hosts, King Edward, starting at loosehead prop, Kyle Coker, Keegan Robertson, Ian Crawshaw, Joshua Nkomo, Connor van Buren, Bandile Lekuleni, the captain, Elashi Kwitonda, Lindo Kusana, Nicholas Harris, Neil Hoffman, Cade Robertson, Ambrin Snyders, Joseph I, Ngia Selengbe, and TK Malotzi.
Certainly so, yeah, looking at that King Edward side under the guidance of head coach Mzwaki Nkosi, Neil Hoffman has had to take over the duties at fly half in the place of regular fly half. Reese Buerta, he's really done well to hold the mold there. Captain, like you said, Bandile Lekuleni, been a feisty little honey badger in the thick of things, always at breakdown time. Been very, very impressed with the wings. Cade Robinson really does carry the ball quite nicely, big on his feet there. TK Malotzi at fullback has done well to cover in the recent past. I would like him to see him get over the advantage line.
Well, so far, Kes have been dominant today. Just looking at some of the results, the 14As winning 40-17, the 15As 29-0, the 16As 34-13, the third team 50-5, and the seconds just won their match a few minutes ago, 27-5.
Certainly so. It has been the results in favor of the hosts, King Edward, but it is first team time now, and bragging rights are all at stake here.
You did mention that the St. John's first hockey team managed to win it in the last few seconds.
Certainly so, where the game was tightly knit and it went down to the wire during extra time, with St. John's managing to clinch that one. So well done to them as far as the hockey pitch is concerned. Clinching a draw, I beg your pardon, not a win, clinching a draw right at the death there. As far as the hockey is concerned, we do get now to the rugby sides. We'll see pictures of both schools getting ready to get the war cries undergo, ready to usher their teams on for this encounter.
Well, of course, both schools host very famous and historic Easter rugby festivals. They don't just compete in the rugby field, they compete from an organization point of view. And this area of Joburg is extremely busy over that Easter period. And now it's down to the head-to-head between King Edward and St. John's. We can see the war cry leaders getting their schools to give the first teams
As we hear in the background, the war cries going from both schools. Do remember that if you're not able to join us here live in Upper Houghton, you're able to join us on all sorts of social media platforms. We are on Twitter, we're on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as the YouTube channel. You are able to get in touch with myself and Brendan using the hashtag SSLRugby. Please do get in touch with us. We can read your words of support for anyone on both the sides. A reminder again, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, you are able to get in touch with us. All those handles, School Sports Live. We see the men in charge about to take the field. I see Messieurs Penwell is about to take charge of the field. What's the time here, Brendan? A bit of delayed tactics here by the hosts. It's past 12:30 and we see them making their way down the famous Oak Avenue.
Of course, for you as being a Kes old boy and having worked at St. John's, this must bring back many memories. And having gone to a school of similar ilk, I remember these days, these war cries, these compulsories. I think I was one of the few guys that thoroughly enjoyed them. Most guys didn't want to come, but they had to come. And I think it's a great thing to have your school behind you, supporting you. And man, I can just remember those days, especially those wins we had against DHS. I thoroughly enjoyed that huge win Glenwood had over DHS last week. And we continue our 15-year unbeaten run against the Horseflies. Thought I'd just throw that in there.
The hosts very calmly making their way onto the side of the first team field.
The very slow walk, adding a bit of drama.
It was with thanks to the entire camera crew from School Sports Live bringing you these visuals. They really do an awesome job, and they have done so throughout the weekends at the various venues. It is an absolute pleasure that, considering a lot of people are not able to be here live, that such a platform such as School Sports Live is able to bring you these visuals, so it is a courtesy of them. You will see, Brendan, the men from King Edward are wearing black armbands. Unfortunately, there has been a death at King Edward. A former master and former deputy headmaster, Mr. Brian Kerr. He passed away 2 days ago now. Mr. Kerr dedicated 41 years of teaching to the King Edward fraternity. He joined the staff in 1962 as a mathematics teacher, quickly making his way up the ranks to HOD, to deputy principal. He was a most loved headmaster, deputy headmaster, involved in many facets of the school. We thank Mr. Kerr Torchi, as he was commonly known, for his 41 years of dedicated service to King Edward VII School. He leaves his wife, Annie, and his daughters behind. And a real stalwart and a real old Edwardian. And we thank everyone here at King Edward and around the world for the many tributes that have poured in for Mr. Kerr. And I'm sure that the boys will be extra riled up and raring to go to show some appreciation to a former schoolmaster.
It's time. The referee signals, blows his whistle, and here we go.
Just a bit of a heavy touch by Bismarck Willefear as he looks to get that game going. We will return, of course, to the halfway line. Very early on now, we'll see the first scrum. That loose head prop from King Edward in Jason Clutie, so too his counterpart, Kate O'Neill. It's been a really strong forward pack there, stunted in the middle by Caleb O'Donoghue. A little bit over eager from both sides there, Brendan.
Well, as we know, it all starts up front. Both teams trying to get an early upper hand. Let's see who will push the other over the halfway line. And a penalty goes to King Edward on the halfway line. They take it quickly. It looked a bit high. Referee seems to have let it go. The ball secured. Take it up. The locks working in combination there. They spread it wide. Out to the hooker, evades the tackle. Go left, short side. Oh, evades the tackle, spreads it wide.
Good solid platform here by King Edward very early on. Good interchanging between backs and forwards as we see Caleb O'Donoghue with another take going forward. Good momentum shown so far. Nicholas Harris in control of that breakdown quite nicely. Here's a player to watch out for, Brendan. It is the 8th man from King Edward. He really has been a stalwart from me, has Lindu Kuhle.
Hoffman cuts back inside, evades 2 tackles, sets it up nicely. Pick up and go. He's broken through.
Good stop there by the fullback, Ruben Engelbrecht, although it is momentarily just outside the 5-meter line now. Looking for runners. There's Clutie. Good strong carry in the centers. He must be careful not to be held up there.
The forward set it up. And they go right. Good tackling there from St. John's. O'Donoghue brought down. Try to get the ball away. It's gone forward.
Just a little bit over eager there and forcing the issue. I'd like to see him keep that ball in hand. And let's reset again. Those pods were working well between the forwards there by King Edward. But critical stop there by Ruben Engelbrecht to stop the momentum of King Edward.
As you can see there, Joseph R breaking through the outside center. Defensive scrum for St. John's in front of their posts, about 10 meters out. Kez received a penalty from the last scrum.
Much better scrum there by St. John's. Good work by them. And some much needed reprieve from them as that ball is hacked away for a solid clearance.
O'Donoghue. He finds his lock. Good clean take. And they set it up for the maul.
Nice one there by Nkomo to retrieve that one there. It is a rolling maul. It is bustling. Good interchanging between those forwards there. In possession, it does look like it's Clutie at the back there. They must just be careful to ensure that it stays. Halfback desperate to get his hands on the ball, but no, says O'Donoghue. He does give it to him now. The ball is spread. The captain is in charge of the ball. We're just outside the 5-meter line, just under the sticks. Ball comes again to the left. O'Donoghue has a bit of a go at a sidestep, does he? Captain Maku again. Patience required here, Brendan.
Absolutely. They're making ground. The ball emerges. They go left. And back to the right. He evades a tackle. Couple meters out. Oh, good tackling from St. John's.
Solid defense there. Monsieur Penwell will come back just under the sticks. He was blowing advantage. That rush defense of the Mighty Blues. Just a little bit over eager there before the ball was released. And that will give King Edward their second penalty. And I'm sure an easy decision here for the captain, Lekuleni.
In a match like this,
there's Clutie. As we see the replay, he knows one way, and that is straight, direct, and pretty hard.
When an easy 3 points are on offer, in a match like this, you take it. They've dominated so far, and they want something to show for it. Bangs it through the middle. Kes take the lead. 7 minutes in.
Good conversion there by Neil Hoffman. He will put King Edward the 7th school ahead. It's 3 points to 0. A simple textbook kick that was. And like you say, Brendan, in a game like this, so we take all the points that we can. A big thanks to our sponsors, Liberty, who are bringing this game to us. Remember, we do have to choose a Liberty man of the match. So do interact with us on the social media. Give us your opinions and comments. Help Brendan and myself make life a little bit easier in terms of choosing one person that stands out in this encounter.
Good run from Nkusani. Sets it up. Hoffman kicks it, charge down. But it comes Kes's way again. The ball hasn't gone forward. Came off a St. John's player.
They need to gather their defenses, do St. John's, which they do so quite positively. They need to get men from behind the ball. There is plenty of space to their left-hand side. They do opt for the right-hand side, rather implementing that short side. Tane Maynard, nice and steady over the ball. Big, tricky ball for Dlamini to deal with. He is playing in a lock position today, isn't Ntokozo Dlamini? He's made it all the way up in terms of those forwards. He started off as a prop, then went through to a Lucy, and I see he's now filling in the locker position for today's encounter.
A big kick, but it isn't out. Eventually collected.
Molotzi's on the ball. He decides to give it wide. Quick hands now through the back line. They must be careful not to isolate themselves. They recover very, very well.
Snyder's up to the halfway line. The locks again interacting in the midfield. And it's a steal from St. John's. Great work on the ground.
Good regather there. The ball was stolen. Referee allowed play to go on. It was important for St. John's to hang on to that ball, which they did so. Superb work into this in the centres there by Wills Ives, I beg your pardon. He was the first man there over the ball. We've seen this all. We look for a couple of the replays there. There's a strong hooker. This is not foreign in terms of modern day rugby, isn't it, Brendan? To see the hookers taking a loose forward position over the ball there. Good, nice, strong carry. And nice to see the head-to-head between the two hookers.
James Ives doing great work there. O'Donoghue did manage to steal the ball back, but he wasn't on his feet. And that's where the penalty came from. So Montgomery lines this up about 48 meters out. The St. John's boys with bashes in the air. And yes, it's over.
A fantastic kick there by Jack Montgomery. He watched that one carefully, and so too did the assistant referees. Flags are raised, and we are back square. Speaking of those hookers, Brendan, we had Old Boys here at King Edward on Wednesday, to which we're honoured to see Old Boy and Springbok hooker there, Malcolm Marks. He was in the fold. I'm sure he'll be sad to see himself not on a plane to America, to Washington for the Welsh game today. We do hope he has a speedy recovery, and we'll see him back on the park pretty soon. That was Old Boy Malcolm Marks. He was here to visit the school and to engage with fellow Old Boys at the monthly 300 club. Lovely to see him, and great words of encouragement to the first team. I'm sure they'll be thinking of him today. We've got just a quick comment here from Arthur Hartman. Not too sure where he's from around the world, but he says, lovely as an expat to see live SA schoolboy rugby. Fond memories. He got in touch with us on Facebook via SSL Rugby. Another one from Adam Wolf. He is watching on YouTube saying, let's go St. John's.
And it's another scrum penalty. Suquez, who take it quickly. Hoffman goes back inside. The ball emerges. Oh, that's a great step from the lock. Hoffman to his fullback.
Lovely step to stay inside there from Muloti. The ball is then taken up. Good stop there by Montgomery.
O'Donoghue in the thick of things again. Hoffman skips to Snyders, comes back inside. Good defense again, but no, it's a penalty. Hands in.
Counter-ruck from St. John's there was good. Unfortunately, referee adjudicating that they were not on their feet maintaining and rather sealing off the ball, and that gives an easy decision once again to King Edward.
Hoffman has signaled to the posts, looking to restore that 3-point lead.
Receiving some attention from the physios was Hoffman before taking this kick here. Any cause for concern at this early stage, Brendan, by the forwards coach from the St. John's camp? That's 3 scrum penalties against them very early on in this game.
Well, it doesn't seem to be an issue as far as strength's concerned. They seem to be going forward, but then committing an illegal infringement at some point. Hoffman flies high through the middle, and it's 6-3 to Kez, and we're in the 15th minute.
Certainly so. It's, I guess, from Mzwakhe Nkosi, head coach there at King Edward, he'll be happy that they're coming away with points every time they're in the 22. But I would like to see a little bit more patience from King Edward to see if they can and are able to get maximum points, perhaps, Brendan.
Montgomery, nice and high. Ball's not taken, but forward off of St. John's hand, and Kes will have another scrum on their 22-meter line.
That's the second time now King Edward have failed to gather off that restart. Just a bit of need for attention there. We can't afford such ill-weighted gathers, particularly in such a contentious match.
So will it be another penalty for Kes? Or will St. John's keep it level, keep it up, not scrum inside? The referee with a close eye on the scrum. Once again, the scrum wheels, and they're off.
Not the steadiest of scrums, but referee allows this one to go. Brendan, looking to clear their lines, is Hoffman.
The ball going forward there. Clayton Pather. It was a low driving kick from Hoffman, and Pather not able to control it. And it's another Kes scrum.
Unfortunately there, Brendan, our team sheets are wrong as provided by the coaching staff. That is in fact Thomas Kilborn. Pather is on the opposite wing for today's game. Apologies for that one. It was Thomas Kilborn, the knock-on rather than Pather. Another scrum here. Big shoes to fill in terms of King Edward. SA Schools under 17 prop forward came from here last year, which was a Keegan Glade. As we see a beautiful line run there. Tokolo Muloti, he'll get rid of the ball. It's Cade Robinson now on the ball, and he's just ushered out to touch by Pather in combination there. Line out will be taken just outside the 22. I tell you, Brendan, you don't want to be taking a ball that side. I was sitting there a little bit earlier with a couple of the parents. It is bitterly cold under that oak tree.
James Ives finds Luke Whitehouse. It goes straight down to ground. And Olafia clears his lines, not out. Robertson gathers. Back inside to Malotsi, who goes himself. And good tackle.
Great
back on Kes' side. Oh, that's great, handsome Kes. Down the left. Can he yet control it? Yes, he does. But he's tackled out. Good run then from Unkusani. Bit of a wild pass, which slowed the momentum.
Right idea there. We see the replay. He's looking at the teammates on his left and right. Lovely to see him ball in both hands there. Captain Lukuleni, unfortunately, unable to secure the ball. As we see now, Thomas Mortimer brings the ball down. It is a St. John's maul. They do creep outside of the 22. Cameron Langisha on the ball. They opt not to kick. Ball comes down. Togozo Dlamini. He's in the lock position. He has a bit of a show and go. Ball on the outside. Thomas Kilborn now. He's just in front of the commentary booth, and ball there off the knee, says the referee. But looking to play it on the floor is Jack Montgomery. Penalty for King Edward.
The St. John's boys giving Nicholas Harris a hard time. He tried to take the ball quickly. Hoffman with the banana kick, and he makes 15 meters from a tight angle The penalties definitely going Kez's way so far.
Certainly is in favour of King Edward at the moment, but good rush defence by St. John's has kept them in the game. They've been resolute on their defences so far.
Nkusani with ball in hand. He shovels it back. And Harris releases his captain. Good quick ball. Back inside. Pick and go. Joseph I. O'Donoghue feeds the ball back to Hoffman. Snyder finds Malotsi. In the shade of the oak tree again. They come back. O'Donoghue strong on his feet, but can St. John's hold it up? It's down to ground. Harris. Hoffman goes himself. St. John's quickly up on defense. Harris digs for it. Slow ball at the moment. Not too much momentum going forward. St. John's. Hoffman. Great rush defense from St. John's again. On his feet. But no, the referee says hands in. The ruck was formed. And it's another penalty to the boys in red.
Good work there by Captain Daniel Archer. He went straight over the ball. I did think that was looking good, referee Monsieur Penwell, deciding otherwise. I've been really impressed with Conor van Buren as a lock forward. He really has been carrying the ball up nicely. Tell you what's impressed me so far, Brendan, the interplay between backs and forwards, particularly as far as King Edward has been concerned, it's been really lovely to see. But on the other hand, St. John's definitely not putting their hands down. They've been absolutely resolute on defense, but the pressure is telling, is it not?
Another good take. Good in the line out so far. They set up another maul. They're going sideways at the moment. The referee is probably going to call this if they don't go forward. They get it out. Harris, Lekuleni, Snyder's short pass. He's picked up and go, and it's a try. St. John's defense caught off guard there. The ball went to ground. He picked it up, and that's 13. Joseph I, once again, picking up from a ruck and going straight through the middle for the first try of the match.
We spoke about the telling pressure here as we see a nice, good, strong run by the number 13 there. I think the bewilderment here, Brendan, from St. John's, they thought it was a tackled player on the ground. The player, however, did manage to pick up the ball, which is within the rules, and then continue running. I think that's why St. John's were caught so off guard and so stunned.
I'd like to see that one again. I don't think I saw a definite release there. So I can understand the consternation from the boys in blue. But we don't have a TMO here. And
unless you're offering your services, of course. Huh?
Absolutely. Any day. Hoffman with a tougher kick, but no problem for the fly half.
Lovely result there by King Edward. That pressure that Brendan and I spoke about in the commentary booth results in 7 points. I'd like to see a more clinical start now from Bismarck. He certainly does have the caliber. We can see the idea. He wants to put Conor van Buren under pressure. The captain takes it on himself. Lukuleni, he makes meters over the advantage line. And excellent work there by Captain Daniel Archer. You can see what it means to him. First man over the ball, and he hands on for dear life. Absolute good strength shown there, and maturity by the captain. He was denied an opportunity a couple of minutes ago. He has a second dig at it and comes away successful. Well done there by the captain.
It certainly is a fine line between stealing the ball and conceding penalties. The likes of Richie McCaw played on that line his entire career, but you need to back yourself, and he certainly did that, and that's exactly what they needed. A penalty after conceding the try, and now they've got the line out, 10 meters out. James Ives, he finds the man at the, oh no, and the ball goes forward off the line out. The worst possible result. Kes looking to clear their line. They'll run it up first. Good run from Van Buren. Harris. Another low kick. This time Kilborn takes it. Feeds Olivier on the inside. Nice run from the fly half. Sets it up. And they go left. The captain again. Takes it up himself.
His knees on the deck there, which constitutes a tackle. King Edward must be careful here. It is a ruck formed. They've done well to slow down the ball. Olivier finds the centres. It isn't Lokoza Dlamini. Great position now for St. John's. They've got options both right and left. Left comes Lancashire. He finds Will Davis. Will Davis goes a direct route. Doesn't get very far, but does meet Wills. Wills is now to ground. They need to reset. Lancashire. Olivier down there to Ives. Ball still available. It's Wills again. Not too many options. There seems to be that the ball is ripped away by King Edward. Quickly back onto his line is Bismarck Olivier. Moloti on the ball, hands it over to his prop forward, who's in a standstill position. Resolute in defense is St. John's at the moment.
Hoffman comes off the side of the boot, but it is a clearance. St. John's will have the line out, about 30 meters out. Unfortunately, at this stage, the St. John's attack is a bit flat. They need someone running at pace and depth onto the ball. They seem to be a bit unsure, but they've got the opportunity now in a good attacking position.
I'd really like to see, from a Bismarck point of view, to get those centres involved. They are seasoned campaigners in terms of Will Davis, together with Jack Montgomery. I want to see them hitting that ball nice and flat. Perhaps a ghost runner. This is a wonderful platform here, Brendan. Struggle to find a ball. I see only one ball floating around here at King Edward. Hopefully there's some more lying around somewhere. The setup here of St. John's, Brendan, does give Bismarck some varying options. Maynard gathers the ball. Attempted maul, but goes straight to ground. It is held up, says referee Penwell.
That was a good sack there by the Kes forwards.
Textbook.
They held the ball off the ground and turned the ball over once again. We've got about 6.5 minutes left in this first half. Can St. John's reduce the 10-point deficit?
This scrum is just outside the 22, so perhaps kicking directly out of touch will not be an option. Can we expect a carry from Lundogutle Musane? It does go to Hoffman. Massive collision in center field there. He recovers nicely, does Hoffman. Slightly high, no. Play on, says referee.
Again, Joseph R playing like a forward, picking the ball up from the ruck, making a few meters, securing the ball. Harris flings it back to Hoffman, who decides to run Van Buren. Good pass to Likuleni. He goes outside, ball goes down to ground, and it's gone forward. Selengbe had a clear run down the right-hand touchline, but the ball was passed slightly behind him. Ball going forward, and St. John's with the scrum, about 30 meters out, 5 meters in from the left-hand touchline.
Attacking platform here by St. John's. They'll need a sturdy scrum to begin with, though. That job is done successfully. Lancashire on the ball. He finds Will Davis in a fly-half position. It then goes to fullback Ruben Engelbrecht. Chips it over the top with Patha at pace. Muloti on hand to receive the ball.
Malotzi not taking the mark, decided to run it. Hoffman bangs it downfield, and he finds the safety of the touchline. I don't think that was the right option there from Engelbrecht. They had the momentum, they were going forward, and he made it easy for Malotzi to secure the ball.
We've got some comments here on YouTube. Wes Van Des, he's watching all the way from Auckland, New Zealand. He said, nice to see some good rugby after the Blues loss. So to James Enslin, what a great guy of rugby, I think he's meant to say. English data bundles just running out there. Good hands there by Jack Montgomery. He does find a bit of an angle. He's brought down just inside the 22. Scrambling defense here by King Edward, illegally so. Advantage being blown by the referee. Taken up by Archer, the captain. All over that ruck like a rash was King Edward. Illegally so.
A great last-ditch tackle there. Managed to catch Montgomery on the jersey. He would have been away.
But this is what we've spoken about, Brendan. I spoke about a little bit earlier about I'd like to see both Will Davis and Jack Montgomery get involved. We saw Will Davis at 10 to open up Ruben Engelbrecht, which was absolutely fantastic. And we saw fantastic interchange of hands here again from Will Davis to his center partner, Jack Montgomery, to break that line. That's what we want to see from St. John's, and that's a caliber of their centers.
Running onto the ball at pace. That's the secret there. Now Olafia looking to reduce the deficit. A couple centimeters outside the 22. The crowd goes silent. And it goes to the left. Unable to convert that penalty chance. Still 13-3 with 2 and a bit minutes left.
Certainly so. St. John's will be encouraged by play over the last 5 minutes. It really has been positive. It really has been front foot. And really the first time we've seen King Edward under pressure. And we've seen how ill-disciplined they can be at times, resulting in that penalty. St. John's will want to continue with that momentum. It's a pity that it's almost half-time. King Edward here will want to see this half through.
St. John's collect. Straight up the middle. Looks like that plays, yep, he's lying all over the ball. And the penalty goes St. John's way. Olafia could have a chance to reprieve his miss a couple of seconds ago. And the captain takes no time to point to the posts.
That was quite poor there by Captain Lukuleni. It was a wonderful wrap tackle, but he was very guilty not releasing, which resulted in that penalty. Good carry initially there by the 8th man, Tane Maynard.
As you said, St. John's definitely with the upper hand in the last 5 minutes. And they will be hoping they can end this half with an extra few points. They'd certainly deserve it. Solidly, straight through the middle, 13-6, and just enough time to restart.
Just like the weather up here in Johannesburg, Brendan, the game is beginning to warm up a little bit. It is a wonderful winter's day here in Upper Houghton. Not a cloud in the sky, the breeze has subsided, and it really is a wonderful day for top-notch schoolboy rugby.
Deep from Hoffman, but a really good tackle.
A little bit high there around the neck. Did you not think, Brendan? Or
I would let it go. I think they've become far too obsessed with high tackles. There was nothing unsafe about that. Back to Olafia, bangs it down to halfway. I see the latest, and it's half-time.
half-time here at 44 St. Patrick's Road at King Edward VII School. It is the hosts up against their neighbours from down the road in the St. Patrick's Day Derby on the 2nd of June 2018. We are going to the sheds with King Edward in a lead of about 7 points. It is 13-6. It is half-time. We're going to go grab some drinks. We'll see you shortly.
Liberty is excited to be the sponsor of School Sport Live. We recognize the need to bring the games or this platform to our households, and better yet, to bring it through to everybody in the world. The significance of school sport in the building of character and leadership is something that we value. We are also big supporters of families, communities, and bringing all of those things together. So we are proud that we can be involved in this activity. From myself, Carlo Gill, and all the guys at Liberty, we wish all the teams really good luck today and all the best.
He gets ready for Saturday morning cricket an hour before he has to. He practices his swing, telling anyone who'll listen that one day he'll face the best cricketers in the world. His dad hasn't told him yet that they've got tickets to the upcoming test match. Protect your future memories by ensuring the one thing that makes your son's dreams possible: your income. Follow the link to learn more about Liberty's income protection. Liberty, the advantage of knowing.
Dear Mr. Doko, dear Mr. Rabada. What's up, Mr. Amla? With all due respect, your days are numbered. Your time is running out. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Time's up. Sure, you could. But I can be better. You just don't know it yet. Wake up. You better watch out. Don't be fooled by my age, or my size, or my puppy fat, or where I'm from. Now, kita set the record crazy records. I will show the world what can be achieved. It might be difficult for you to accept, but I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I am coming for you.
Wonderful rendition there. I don't know if the viewers were here live. The pipe band showing that they don't just go old school, they can do new school as well on those bagpipes. We are coming back to you live from Lower Yeovil, as some people like to call it, or Upper Houghton, depends on which side of the fence that you sit. It is the St. Patrick's Derby. The halftime chats are just about finished. Both of these schools are rearing to go in terms of the war cries. It is 13 points to King Edward VII School against the 6 of St. John's, with 2 penalties coming there from Bismarck Olafia.
You were talking about Malcolm Marx earlier. He is, in my opinion, the best hooker in the world at the moment. So a pity he won't be involved in the June tests. I do think that he might have missed the flight to America because it seems the starters against England have stayed behind for next week. But it's a new era in South African rugby with Rassie Erasmus in charge, and I'm really looking forward to the match tonight. A whole bunch of youngsters, 7 uncapped players picked, players on form. The match kicks off at 11 p.m. tonight, 5 p.m. Washington DC time. So a lot of youngsters, an inexperienced side, but you got to start somewhere. Rassie's certainly going to give a number of players an opportunity over the next couple of weeks. And a year and a half out from the World Cup, it's certainly a step in the right direction.
What are your thoughts on the announcement of the captain there, Siamtanda Collision?
I think it's a great opportunity for Siya Kolisi. He hasn't been in the greatest of form, but the Stormers haven't been playing well. It's tough to look good in a team that's struggling, but he's certainly got the quality as a player and a captain, and I'm excited about that. Of course, you've got Warren Whiteley, Dwayne Vermeulen, a number of leaders, and we're off for the second half.
Certainly so. We do wish the Springboks well this evening, and certainly going forward with the upcoming Test Series. All the best to Captain Siya Kolisi. I do think you cannot get a better man at the helm at the moment than Siamtanda Kolisi. Back live now, we've got King Edward VII School in red playing from your right to left. The men from down the road, the Blues, they are playing uphill from your left to your right. It is courtesy of Liberty that we do bring you these visuals. We do thank them for their sponsorship. Brendan and I have got the easy task of picking the men of the match. So please, should you have any comments to add, please help us with our decision in terms of man of the match. As we see a rolling maul from King Edward trying to pick up.
Breaks up the side of the maul, goes down the right. The ball comes out, but secured. O'Donoghue takes it forward. Harris flings it wide. Lekuleni straight over his man, but good tackle.
Inside the 22, patience required here from King Edward. Another good bustling run and carry there by O'Donoghue. Options to the right, but it is a penalty advantage.
One of the St. John's players coming in from the side. That's probably why the ball came out loosely. Kicks it into the corner, sets up the line out. Could probably have gone for posts, but I think Kez realized they are on the front foot. O'Donoghue. Oh, good move there. To the back of the line out. Set up the maul. Still going forward. Kez. And it's a try. Tough to see from this distance, but the referee's given the try.
We got some silly buggers on YouTube, Brendan, from Thomas Kirk. I'm only going to read what he said. Sit down and enjoy the game, Mr. Kirk, but it's lovely to see that you are joining us here in commentary. The forwards coach from King Edward must be thoroughly impressed with himself, is Mr. Senna Esterhazen. 2 ball, then to 4 ball with the maul, and then a strong carry through, as we see here in the replay. Good control by King Edward. Look at Monsieur Penwell doing some much-needed squats there, getting right down and low to award that try. I'm not really sure who walked away with that one. Who do we give it to? The forwards are all bustling around themselves there, saying, pick me, huh?
Also tough to see. Hopefully one of our cameramen spotted that.
There's confirmation. It is the captain himself, Bandile Lekuleni, who is awarded the 5 points, but really a wonderful team try by the forwards.
Hoffman looking to add the extra 2 to take the red machine up to 20 points. Kez taking control of this fixture. Keeps his head down, bangs it through the middle. Great kicking performance from the fly half so far. And Kez take a 14-point lead early in the second half.
Just about 4 minutes into the second half here. I do see there's been a replacement on behalf of King Edward. I'll get confirmation from you, for all of you, in a second. I do see that the reserve prop is on the field. Jason Clutie still is hanging about there that I see, so I think it is Cade O'Neill that's made his way at halftime.
A good run there from Kez. Harris bangs it back. Hoffman kicks it across field. The ball bounces. Pather collects.
Excellent cricketer is Pather as well. Good to see him in a rugby jersey also.
Good contesting at the ruck there from Kez. And looks like the ball's come back their way. The referee awards the penalty. Kez on their feet over the ball, managed to steal the ball back. St. John's then with hands in the ruck. And the referee signals to the posts. The way Hoffman's been kicking, probably back in here to add another 3.
Positive by King Edward to get the points early in here into the second half. I'm sure they'll want to get that scoreboard ticking because you are never able to take things for granted.
Good respect from the spectators in both schools for the kicker. Head down, bangs it through the middle again. Great kicking performance from the fly half so far. 23-6 to the hosts, and we're into the 7th minute of the second half.
Lovely there by Neil Hoffman. Another opportunity for a restart for Bismarck. Once you get that ball nice and deep. Critical for those chasers to keep going. Good setup of a maul there.
Hoffman bangs it low. It doesn't bounce well for St. John's. The fullback has to go back to collect it. He then kicks it straight up. Easy take. And they're on the attack again. They swing it left. Sliders.
There is a penalty advantage being played. One of the offside men from St. John's, Ntokozo Dlamini, it looked like, attempted to play the ball in an offside position. We see O'Donoghue now in the fly half position. Bustled backwards is Nkomo. Great hands shown by TK. Bit of a loose pass. Great strong carry there.
Referee playing some good advantage here.
Lovely agility by the 8th man. Slight knock on it seemed like. Referee allows it to play. Up to the 22 now. Ball still comes left. There's another player that's had a good game, is Joseph I. Brendan. Gotten really stuck in terms of the backs and forwards today. Harris. Hoffman. Nkomo. Still Nkomo. Leaves the ball behind. Faku is on the ball. That's a reserve prop. Not happy about something his head coach Mzwaki Nkosi. In a tumultuous state, there he is. Another penalty blown, which is taken quickly. It was for offside. The referee not happy with something.
The ball went forward, but St. John's did not go back the required 10. This time, Hoffman bangs it out into the corner. Their lineouts and mauls have been extremely efficient today, and I'm sure they'll look to continue that trend now. O'Donoghue finding his jumpers easily. Nkomo takes another nice one, feeds it off. The maul goes forward. It's unstoppable. And it's another try. Textbook stuff from the Kes forwards. No. The referee calling the St. John's boys aside. Has he awarded the try? Looks like he's going to his pocket. And he has. And it's a penalty try. Looks like the captain there sent to the bin for pulling down the maul. The referee under the posts gives the penalty try. That's a definite 7 points added to Kes's total, and St. John's down to 14 men.
Cynical play have been adjudicated by the referee into the red zone as we see the replay. A good maul being set up. Let's see, the captain there found guilty of illegally collapsing that maul. Penwell had decided that that wasn't a goal, a try-scoring position. And to those of you that haven't been involved in rugby for a while, please remember that a penalty try, there's no need for a kick anymore. It's an automatic 7 points. Down to 14 men and minus their captain, St. John's, as we see them now on the 10-meter line. Davis, can he do something? Little chicken wing there. Good gather by Montgomery. Lovely to see the spread here. The boys are definitely not giving up. Olivier again finds a half gap. It is high by Kluti. Seen there by the referee.
Olivier taken high. The referee going back for the offside penalty. The fly off, looking to bang it out around the 22-meter line. And he manages to cut off a bit more, but it hasn't gone out. Back to Hoffman, who then does find touch.
Solid under the boot. He's been all day today, has Hoffman.
Well, Captain Daniel Archer has probably been St. John's best player today. They'll most certainly miss him for the next 6 to 7 minutes.
It will become tricky at scrum time, considering he's a tight head there as to who head coach Kevin Musikantha brings on. Another strong carry over the advantage line by Montgomery. He does need assistance. He gets some in the form of Ruben Engelbrecht. Langischer. There's Ives again. Good run again. Just struggling to get over the advantage line is St. John's at the moment. They do need to carry on with some good go forward ball. Pather now with a bit of a half chance. Thumping tackle by Tukolo Molotsi.
Pather almost shrugged off that tackle, but his foot found the whitewash. Almost evaded it, but just stepped on the line and then was taken out. Another good line out from Kes. They'll run it up from their own line. Oh, that's a good pass out the tackle from the captain. Kes full of confidence now. Running.
Still going is Caleb O'Donoghue. He's up until the 10-meter line now. Brought down to ground. Options left and right. He goes right back behind him. Hoffman finds a bit of space to test Pather. Pather shows his cricketing skills. Downtown goes Engelbrecht. Sturdy is Muloti. Finds a bit of a gap. Tester for Lancashire. Gathers. Davis. Saw that he was isolated there, had to get that ball out, which he did so.
Another safe line out from Kez. A bit of trickery there. They set up a maul. One of their weapons today. And here they go again.
I think the forwards coach, certainly from King Edward, needs a day off on Monday. He's really worked hard today, hasn't he? Or rather worked hard during the week, and a clear depiction here from the players really playing with confidence there under the leadership of Caleb O'Donoghue in that forward pack, particularly at line-out time. Scrums have been really, really solid as well, and very often we've seen fantastic interplay between backs and forwards.
Looks like Brandon Henwood has taken over the captaincy duties. The referee just explaining to him, and one of his players came in from the side. Coming from the side of the maul. Hoffman has been perfect from the tee as well as from the boot. Another solid line out and another maul. It's still going. They're rumbling forward.
Really taking advantage of the Daniel Archer not being there. It's a try again. Absolutely fantastic. Cannot ask for anything more. A great driving maul, good possession there, regained by King Edward. Nice and sturdy within the laws of the game. Good patience and presence of mind there. And the man to come away with it is Nkomo.
22 meters. You don't see maul tries from that distance often. But Kez are full of confidence. Their lineouts have been perfect. Their mauls have been destructive. Look at them go forward. Unstoppable against the 14 men of St. John's. They haven't managed to hold them out with 15 so far. Up to 35-6 to the red machine. The way Hoffman's been kicking so far today, chances are he'll knock this over as well. And no.
You had to put pressure on him there, Brendan.
It doesn't seem like there's any pressure on the Kez players at this point. They're enjoying themselves. Most things they're trying are working. They'll be disappointed not getting those extra two, but overall extremely happy with their 29-point lead. Olafia puts it high. Another good take from Nkomo, the try scorer. Harris flings it back. Hoffman bangs it downfield. Good take.
Weighing up his options is Bismarck. Eventually decides to go the direct route. Pressure on him by Nkomo. Stand-in captain Brendan Henwood must release. Very clever there and well spotted by the referee. Linda Guchler thought the player was up, but his knee had touched the deck, which constitutes a tackle. Therefore, there must be a clear release before the player is able to rip the tackle, and that was wonderfully done there.
That was a wobbly one, but it found touch. Can St. John's score their first try? And Sin bin is over for Daniel Archer, who makes his way back onto the field for this line-out. Now that they're back to 15, I'm sure their supporters will be hoping they can finally get over the try line.
As Archer comes back on, suddenly the atmosphere has increased slightly here between King Edward and St. John's. We see a loose pass go over the top, just off his boot. The ball evades Olivier. Here's Ashton now. Collects, does Engelbrecht. He's held up just inside the 10-meter.
Inside centre, Snyders with another barnstorming run down the middle of the field. He might have held on to the ball and fed one of his supporting players, but he kicked it forward. It is going to be a tough decision as far as man of the match is concerned. So as Lucky said, let us know. We are not up for consideration, the commentators.
Get in touch with us. We are still available on all sorts of social media platforms. As we see the 8th man now bustling up. He wants to get himself into the 22. He does so. Did that ball go forward? No, says Monsieur Penwell. Ball now comes left. Connor van Buren has been solid today as a lock forward. Hoffman, Ashton, Muloti, Robertson. Fantastic team tackle there by the Blues, the mighty Blues. Combining well to ensure that Caden Robertson finds his way into the St. John's grandstand. We see this replay again. Wonderful hands, Muloti, fantastic. Caden Robertson, ball in one hand, ready to fend off. Fantastic combo by Engelbrecht and Davis. Lovely to see the fighting spirit from the Blues.
Great competing by Cormor. The ball comes back on Kez's side. Regathered. And the ball goes forward there, unfortunately.
Referee was playing advantage. We'll come back for the original knock-on. Thank goodness I wasn't deciding on that one. Brendan, there were balls flying everywhere. I don't know how he managed to decide that, but it does fall to the fortune of King Edward.
One of the big differences today have been the lineouts. Kez, almost perfect. And unfortunately there again, St. John's losing their lineout. Good competing from Nkomo, who's been imperious up in the air.
Certainly, it has been a forward-dominated game, but let's give credit to both backlines as well from St. John's under the leadership of Mr. Harry Visser. Marco Engelbrecht, the backline coach of King Edward. Both of them at superb work as we see a ball go right through Connor van Buren. The sturdy 8th man is brought to ground. Standing start by van Buren once more.
Harris looks right, goes left. We've got a pot of forwards. Great strength there. Ball comes back for Harris again.
From a standing start, that one.
Joseph I getting involved again, picks the ball up from the ruck, takes it 2 meters.
He seems to be over the ball there. Ill discipline there by King Edward coming over the ball there. Will Davis does seem to be in a bit of discomfort. He got a knock to his shoulder. 2 movements prior to this one. Brendan, we hope he's okay. Head coach Kevin Musikant attending to him. Bismarck clears the line just over our heads here in the commentary booth. Lovely to see this late in the game. Both schools, both King Edward and St. John's, the crowd is starting to get a little bit lively in terms of support.
Looks like there's also a contest between the two schools on the sideline as well as on the field. The ball goes awry again, but finds the man in the back of the line out. Can St. John's work their way up the field? 10 minutes to go. Olafia flings it wide to Engelbrecht.
Kilborn is quickly wrapped up. He does manage to discharge the ball. He's a first team basketballer in the summer, so it'll be good to see those hands. Engelbrecht on the ball. He does go over the top.
Oh, well
Lovely
collected
hands
again.
there.
And
Thumping tackle, Cade Robertson. He does manage to present the ball. Ives, Henwood. Assistant referee to our near side has got his flag out. Bit of a scuffle between Thomas Mortimer of St. John's and Cade Robertson of King Edward. Play continues on the far side of the pitch. Knock-on adjudicated there. Let's see if the linesman is able to get the attention of the referee. As we see Ruben Engelbrecht, lovely hands by him. He does gather the ball. He gets tackled under pressure, but still is able to present the ball successfully.
once again, Dlamini on the opposite side, holding on to the ball. He did have a man on his outside. He was tackled and the ball went forward. But Kez with the line out. Another easy take from Cormor. Kez hoping to breach the 40 mark.
It comes for Hoffman through. Play on, says referee Moloti. Must have gotten a call from his assistant. Monsieur Penwell, how has he done in your opinion thus far, Brendan?
I think he's had a really good game. He's been fair to both teams. Not too many issues as far as I've seen. Kez have been given more penalties, but I think in most cases they've been deserved. The assistants and the referee working well together, feeding each other information, working as a team.
Certainly lovely to see the referees have managed to keep this game under control. We've seen many a time how games are able to go out of control, but credit to them. And then a big shout out to the unsung heroes of matchday fixtures, to all the medical and paramedic staff that is on hand. You guys do work tirelessly from morning until the last player leaves, and you do look after player safety. So a big thanks, I'm sure, from everybody concerned for the work that you guys do. Back to live action. It's advantage St. John's. 8th man going over the ball illegally. He will have to watch out. He's done that 3 times so far in this match. Has the 8th man sealing off there. And just as I say that, there come those unsung heroes called onto the park. These visuals brought to you courtesy of Liberty. They are the sponsors for today's game. We do thank them for their contribution to School Sports Live. We're available on all social media platforms. You get in touch with us. We've got a couple of minutes to go to particularly decide the man of the matches. So do please give us your thoughts as we see St. John's in a huddle there, just trying to recuperate. And there's the fashionable assistant and backline coach there, Mr. Harry Visser, just checking up on the shoulder of Will Davis to see if he's okay.
As far as I'm concerned, a few players in the running for man of the match. Kez Hooker, Caleb O'Donoghue, Joshua Nkomo, Joseph R. The outside centre has been in the thick of things, making himself available, getting involved in the rucks. Had a number of runs straight up the middle of the field. And of course, Neil Hoffman, who's been controlling things at fly half. Extremely solid performance of the boot from the fly half. Most of the Kes players, considering the score, have had solid outings. But I'd say at this stage, those four have stuck out to me.
We see a replacement from St. John's. Van der Walt is on the park. Wills goes off, the loose head prop. We do hope it's nothing serious, but rather just precautionary. On behalf of King Edward, I see eighth man has come off in Musane. He's replaced by the Honey Badger, old Fibiga. Rolling replacements continue for King Edward. We'll get confirmation for you in a second. Ball stolen as we're back live now. It's Caleb O'Donoghue. Deep inside their 22. Hoffman. Luckily the gentleman to my right fended that ball away. It was coming straight towards my direction.
Once again, a solid kick from Hoffman. Certainly has a great boot on him. St. John's seem to have an interesting plan in the works here. And the ball goes to Van Buren. Another lost opportunity for St. John's.
Ball was knocked on before it was out. Monsieur Penwell will bring them back. Messy scrum, but it is collected by Fibiga. He will then give the ball on to Hoffman. Mulotsi, another standout player for King Edward today. Lovely hands, as well as the twinkle toes by him. Great bustling done by Njia. We haven't seen much of him today, but he hasn't had much to do today, as we see one of the first mistakes by Hoffman.
A tough ball to take on his toes, but he'll be disappointed. St. John's scrum inside their own half. With only 2.5 minutes left, can they conjure something from inside their 40-meter line? Their supporters have been great, and they deserve something from their team. Kez finally pinged at scrum time, scrumming in, and St. John's receive one of the rare penalties.
Credit, Brendan, to St. John's College. You look at the numbers in terms of the guys on the stands today. Absolutely fantastic by the boys from St. John's. They really have come out today in their numbers, as we see some wishy-washy balls going all over the place. Final decision by Monsieur Penwell is advantage not gained by St. John's. What a lovely take we see in that replay. Absolutely fantastic. That's what they teach our backline players there, Brendan, to jump for the ball as a place of safety and also to turn away to avoid a knock-on if obviously no one wants a knock-on, but if it so happens. So wonderful technique shown there by Snyders.
Olafia once again not finding touch. That's also been a difference today. Hoffman has been solid to posts and to the line. When they've received a penalty, they've made sure it's counted. Snyder's taking that well, but then he tried the miracle pass out the tackle. A good scrum from Kez. And the penalty goes to the hosts.
They'll want to take it quickly here. But Kluti says, guys, hang on, I've just scrummed. I need a bit of a break, so you just settle down there, men. Hacks one downtime for perhaps the last movement or set play of the game, Brendan.
Well, O'Donoghue once again finds in Cormor. They've been a brilliant combination at line-out time. Harris feeds Hoffman. They swing it left. That's a great
Lovely
take from
hand by
Snyders. He goes for the left-hand try line, the left-hand corner. The ball comes back. Short side, the ball goes forward. Could that be the final play of the game?
No, not according to the man in charge's watch. That fat lady has not sung as yet.
I think Malcolm Marks will be proud of Caleb O'Donoghue's performance today. He's been brilliant with his throw-ins. He's been great with ball in hand. He's stolen a few at ruck time, just like Malcolm Marks has become famous for. A great performance from the Kes hooker. The final stages playing themselves out here. The referee moves slightly infield.
Yep. As we see the last moments of today's encounter from a St. John's point of view, a bitterly disappointing performance, I'm sure, from them. They have had some standout players in terms of the captain who's always up front there is Daniel Archer. The centre pairing of Montgomery and Davis have done well as well. From the winning side, King Edward, we've had some players really stand out as we see last counter-attack by the host. A little bit of a chip and chase by Montgomery. Montgomery seems to be winning that line. He gathers the ball beautifully, stops just shy of the 5-meter line. Wonderful resilience shown here by the men in blue. The ball is taken back by King Edward. Surely now the clock will be over. Fimiga takes it up to set up. Hoffman there. Mulotsi tried to take on Captain Archer, but unable to.
Come on, Jets!
Ball is stolen by the captain once more. Pather. Davis.
Can St. John's do it for their supporters? Ives takes it up. Time is up. Olafia goes himself. Penalty goes St. John's way. Looks like the referee will go to the card. He had injury time. Kluti gets the yellow card for the high tackle on the St. John's far half.
Rightly so. That's the third time he's been slightly high. It is in the red zone there, and giving the referee no other option there.
So we can officially call it Caleb O'Donoghue, the Kes hooker, will be the man of the match. Olafia bangs it out.
Certainly so, Brendan. The forward packer from King Edward has been dominant today, and really the difference between these two sides, not forgetting Joseph I, who's had a fantastic game in these centres, together with Neil Hoffman, who's really controlled and sturdy the ship really nicely between backs and forwards. The standout player, however, from us in the commentary booth, absolute stalwart and a leader of the forwards, has been Caleb O'Donoghue, who will be the Liberty man of the match. Monsieur Penwell says, men, that is it. It is time. And confirmation once more. Caleb O'Donoghue, the hooker from King Edward, will pick up today's Liberty Man of the Match award.
So that's it. Kes with a comfortable 35-6 victory. St. John's had their opportunities. They could well have scored a couple of tries. But Kes undoubtedly the better of the two. The St. John's Road Derby, the oldest in Johannesburg, is taken by 29 points to the hosts.
Certainly so, Brendan, thank you very much for joining me in commentary today. It does end at 44 St. Patrick's Road. 35 points to 6 in the way of the men from Red. King Edward, the 7th school. These pictures, of course, brought to you live by Liberty and courtesy of School Sports Live. Remember to follow us on all sorts of social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, as well as our YouTube channels. Stay in touch with us for future fixtures. We are on hashtag SSL Rugby. Caleb O'Donoghue will pick up his Liberty man of the match. We'll find him somewhere between this hustle and bustle, with everybody exchanging courtesies. From the entire production team here at School Sports Live, from my co-commentator Brendan Liebenberg and me, Lucky Letsabo, your boy Luxter at Luxter_08. It is goodbye.
Liberty is excited to be the sponsor of School Sport Live. We recognize the need to bring the games or this platform to our households, and better yet, to bring it through to everybody in the world. The significance of school sport in the building of character and leadership is something that we value. We are also big supporters of families, communities, and bringing all of those things together. So we are proud that we can be involved in this activity. From myself, Carlo Gill, and all the guys at Liberty, we wish all the teams really good luck today and all the best.
He gets ready for Saturday morning cricket an hour before he has to. He practices his swing, telling anyone who'll listen that one day he'll face the best cricketers in the world. His dad hasn't told him yet that they've got tickets to the upcoming test match. Protect your future memories by ensuring the one thing that makes your son's dreams possible, your income. Follow the link to learn more about Liberty's income protection. Liberty, the advantage of knowing.
Dear Mr. Doko. Dear Mr. Rabada. What's up, Mr. Amla?
With all due respect,
Your days are numbered. Your time is running out. Tick-tock.
tick-tock, boy.
Time's up. Sure, you could. But I can be better. You just don't know it yet. Wake up. You better watch out.
Don't be fooled by my age.
Or my size. Or my puppy fat.
Oh, where I'm from.
Nah, kita set the record crazy records. I will show the world what can be achieved.
It might be difficult for you to accept,
But I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you.
I am coming for you.